Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. Today I want to give you guys a pretty sweet Lich King game and to brief you guys in on how it's looking in the hero meta. It turns out that Lich King is actually number one. It has been quite some years since this has been the case, which is pretty cool because Lich King is one of the last remaining heroes that is exactly the same as when it came out. Lich King's ability has basically brought it to a point where you can get significant value in the early and mid game, and because of that, and because it doesn't cost you anything, you are able to pursue really powerful end game builds, which in today's meta is a big luxury. Most runs, you're just going to be caught up in the mid range, just get a few more stats to not get knocked out, and maybe you get top 4 situation. Lich King escapes that pretty regularly just because his hero power is so strong throughout the entirety of the game, and there are some builds in the end game that are otherwise impossible without it. So he's not like miles ahead of every other hero, but first is first. Enjoy the game. It's not the worst patch, because the whole thing where it's like, hey, undead are coming to Battlegrounds, and then, I don't know if you guys know this, but I got first place 18 times in a row when they brought undead into the game. My strategy was ruthlessly force undead no matter what. Even if I don't really get any, just play undead anyway. 18 first places in a row. So it's not the worst patch they've had, but it's definitely the worst mechanic they've had. Let's try to just ruthlessly smurf on patch day. Everyone gets dwarfed to 6k. Patch day, it doesn't matter. That was the patch where we had the pre-launch event and Reddit was losing their mind because I was beating all the 10k MMR players. Remember that? Do you know how I was doing that? That's right. I just ruthlessly forced undead every single time, no matter what. That was my secret, guys. I basically took a really wild guess that the only thing they added to the game was going to be overpowered.
Best out there.
I mean, the reason I think this patch is really bad is because you either play super conservatively. It's not always forcing mid-range, but it is always playing super conservatively. So either you always play super conservatively to like, you either play for MMR, and then you can play for MMR. Like, people have consistent results, for sure. Or you're basically in the casino machine. And I don't play this game for MMR. I literally just don't play that. And I can't play conservatively, because playing conservatively is basically just playing the same early game and mid-range garbage for like 4 years now. I'm just not interested in playing this game that way. So for people who have that as their interests and don't particularly like the crazy swings of Trinket RNG, it is a real bad patch. The Knight's really good, but the build that's going to win is Murloc Mechs, so we're going to approach it from both angles here. Why don't I play duos? So I think duos needs to have really good balance for it to be fun, because you can push the more powerful build options with a much higher regularity. So the game has to be good, and then it has to be extra good. Like, they have to spend a lot of time in duos for it to really work out, in my opinion.
Time to bench that one. Here's a goal.
Now, with that said, duos is still bugged. Not only does the game not quite receive the attention it needs to fix the crap with the trinkets, not only do they not give duos any extra attention, they actually give duos less attention. The bug that came with this patch, out of the many that came with this patch, that affected duos only, where you can't see how much gold your teammate has at any point in the game, has not been fixed.
Play your best out there.
And with this, I'm basically calling duos end of life. I think that is a pretty big indicator that duos will not receive much further support.
Game, set, and match. Time for a bigger megaphone.
You sure it's not a bug and not intended? Oh, right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can game it with Gravedigger, yeah.
The field's waiting for you. Play fair and you'll catch up.
Duos has gotten much better. Man, I'll say it. I think Duos is an amazing content addition to Battlegrounds. But Blizzard really just has to give it extra effort to maintain it properly. And because it wasn't a slam dunk in the overall player base, I basically called it that it won't receive extra attention. Because, you know, Blizzard is very much operated like a business. Whatever has the players and or the money coming in, that's where the devs go.
Score!
Okay, it's fair to say that's how most companies operate. That's true. But if a company is as big as Blizzard, they have an opportunity to take a short-term loss for a long-term gain. It's just what I've seen as a player lately is that they haven't really taken that opportunity to do that very much.
Play your best out there. How's the game go?
There's infuriating overpassers in duos wasting gold before either person has a build-up. I mean, okay. Monetize BGs by having a gold entrance fee like Arena. If they want to free up server space, I guess. Roll for Drakari.
Play your best out there. goes wild. Everyone's rooting for that one.
Wanna see the voodoo I do?
Feel the heat.
That one plays well.
Could have done the gold entrance strategy stuff if they started that way. I think if they have further barrier entry to Battlegrounds, they will eventually kill the game mode. But, you know, it might not be seen that way. So, will they never do that? I don't know. I hope they don't do that. Nuts. Terrible combat energy.
Looks like a tense game. Make sure to recruit some champions. You ought to fill out your team.
I'll give you a good life.
Come on down.
I think it'll give me copies of that if I pick it, which is not very good.
Feel the heat.
Are we dead? It just depends. I'm pretty strong. Because we get like 3 extra 50 attacks, unbristle backable knights. Bramble Witch, that's what I meant.
Game, set, and match. Wait till you see what's in the trophy case.
Feel the heat.
Man, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Time to bench that one. Here's a gold.
So if I do this
For mercy.
and reborn it, it's gonna spawn 2 extra, which is good. Yeah, good.
I think a medal is in your future. Wow, a veteran athlete. Good pick.
Yeah, that's not golden though. I don't know if I should go for that.
The heart of dream. Gotta trade him out now and then.
Let me think.
Decompress with some music.
Put me back together again.
Hush now, time for sleep.
Wow, a veteran athlete. Look out, a triple.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
3 strikes, you're gold.
Voodoo, I do.
You're a star athlete, friend.
Yeah, I just lost like 3 minutes of my turn. I had a nightmare? No, they can't chain off of each other. So. Just I would really have liked it more than 90 seconds for my turn.
Good pick. You ought to fill out your team. Good play. Here's your coin. Everyone's rooting for that one.
Decompress with some music.
Make sure to recruit some champions. Wow, a veteran athlete. Gotta trade him out now and then. Make sure to recruit some champions.
Surprise! Put me back together again.
A strong athlete.
Put me back together again.
It just auto picks if you run out of time, so it's okay.
I think a medal is in your future.
Oh, it's not okay. My order is bad. It's only a few hundred stats though. Come on. 92 to kill him. Give me a break, dude.
So, what's the score?
Hush now, time for sleep. Deacon Pratt, play some music.
I know I skipped a card I shouldn't have skipped.
Good pick. Look out, a triple. Now that's a three-pointer.
Step 19 of my skincare routine.
If it ain't broke, still fix it. Deacon Pratt, play some music.
Wow, a veteran athlete. Time to bench that one. Here's a gold. You ought to fill out your team. You're a star athlete, friend.
That's all you got? Okay, bro. What the hell?
Together again.
Again, this guy 92 to die. One last turn. Gets rewarded with a ghost.
And the crowd goes wild.
I think we're probably entering lag territory.
A strong athlete.
No, the lag doesn't seem too bad yet,
Recruit some
actually.
champions.
Time for sleep. Deacon Pratt, play some music.
Oh, it's bad now.
You ought to fill out your team. Good pick.
Deacon Pratt, play some music.
Wow, a veteran athlete. You ought to fill out your team.
I think it crashed. Come on, hamster wheel server. You can do it, little guy. Just needed some encouragement. I have nothing to hero power. I don't want to hero power any of the cards at the top. I want the cleave to reborn so I can kill garbage Leroys.
Safety restrictions offline. Harvesting servos engaged.
Okay. Phew. My biggest minion died of Venomous every single time. Yeah, I guess it did.